So things are happening right now.
Yeah. It's an exciting time.
It is. It's an exciting time. This internet thing with the podcast, it's blowing up. It's popping. Everything's popping off, boss. Everything is popping off.
Can I say something about we're talking about commercials?
Yeah, I wish you would.
And
Guy, why don't you bring up a topic?
Well, no, we're talking about commercials, and because Fez made me think about this. This Sarah McLachlan ASPCA commercial is on all the time. It's on.
By the way, I never put the A before the ASPCA.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, you have to. That's the most important letter.
I never do. Do you?
No, it's the SPCA.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, the SPCA.
Well, you're not supposed. The A is for the animals. So
I thought it was for American.
I could be wrong about that. It doesn't. That's irrelevant. So Sarah McLachlan has this really sad commercial where she's playing her music and whatnot.
Music.
Yeah, this is the song. And on the commercial are just pictures of puppies missing eyes and kittens who are all fucked up and they don't have an ear, or other animals like you'll see like a ferret or something with no legs. And
that's a snake.
And she's trying to guilt us into giving money through, it's just a con job, or it's like the way your mother used to try and lay guilt trips on you. And I think it's disgusting to me, to be honest with you, because
but this pays off for them. When you have to raise money, it's the same like as an election when people act like, I hate the negative ads, but then people react to that. And people react to the sad stuff if it comes to giving money.
I personally will never react to it, and
But you wouldn't give money no matter what. I'm telling you that there are marketing tools, and they find out if you show the African kids with flies on their face, more people are likely to give money.
Right, but you guys know how much I love animals. I
didn't know you did. I know you like steak.
I know one husky you love too much.
I enjoy eating them, but in all honesty, I love I love dogs for most part, and then a little bit of cats. But the point is, if they showed cuddly kittens and puppies, I would be more,
I know that you're saying that, but it's not like this stuff hasn't been researched. They put this in front of research groups, and they see what people react to more, and people react, whether you like it or not, to, oh my God, I must do something. And then they pick up the phone in that instant.
I hate to bring up this kind of point, but American Idol is a quote-unquote family show. You think it's appropriate for children to be watching a commercial where there's a dog with no eyes on it?
I think it's time kids learn that not all dogs have eyes.
It's terrible.
As a matter of fact, I told my kids that the second they were born. I was screaming at them, some dogs don't have eyes.
But it's just another...
You don't want Juliana to know?
No, I don't.
You're raising her with a three-legged dog.
Kids are going to discover it on their own. I don't need to have...
Her sooner than later.
Well, my kid will discover, yes, the dog only has 3 legs, but thank you for pointing that. But that's actually...
But that's still one more leg than she'll have.
Right.
Will she feel bad about herself?
But here's my thing.
Well, maybe 2 more.
Fez is right. If I had to make a commercial as a Strummer, I'd put her face in the commercial. I would not put her weird little pirate peg leg.
What kind of dog is Strummer?
She's a Pomeranian. Remember the Osbournes? Sharon's favorite dog was this dog, Minnie?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I never watched the Osbournes as harshly as you did.
Okay.
Fez and I did a couple big-ass simulcasts with it, right. But my heart never was in it.
And those were fantastic, may I say. But the dog
We jumped off when the ham got thrown.
Oh, you used to listen to us before you joined the show?
Come on.
And I meant Kelly.
Big-ass card holder, 6624.
I remember you always used to make fun of her for being a little chubby.
Big-ass card holder, 18795. And 22015. El Duke's gave me 2 cards.
Oh, by the way, Lily is so excited with the video of her. She's been writing to me from Japan, and she's been writing to Franklin from Japan. You can go to ronfez.net to see very sexy Lily video. And this goes to show that she is an attractive young lady and not the way she was presented out there by Earl.
She is very nice looking.
Maybe she'll be able to return to the country now.
She does not look like basketball player Sean Bradley, the way Earl made her look like.
All right, Dan, you're on Run Fez. Sean Bradley. That's obscure and odd.
That commercial that you guys were talking about, we were watching it last night, it made my daughter cry. Like, she was bawling tears because she thought all of those dogs were getting ready to be killed.
Thanks, Dan.
Well, they do kill those dogs.
Yeah, but she didn't need, you don't gotta, You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's too much.
She didn't need to see it then. She didn't need to see it.
All right, so
But I
this...
gotta explain to her
you're saying
why.
that... Yeah, you have to
I gotta
explain
to her, yeah. I
that
don't wanna
Daddy
be a
could send
parent.
money if he wanted to help, but he doesn't. Daddy doesn't like to get up and get away from the goddamn couch for 5 minutes.
Well,
So is she not going to watch Idol tonight when it's Give Back? And
Get
you
black.
And you see all the poor kids and the poverty and
Yeah,
the,
if they
and
show
the
any kids
disease.
without eyes. Thanks for telling me. I won't be watching.
But it's disturbing. It's disturbing to people. Look, I'm 30 years old, and I don't want to see disgusting animals missing a nose or, having eyes. It
happens.
I don't want to see it. Not
Then
on television. Television's
Why don't you
for
give
good
some of your
looking.
beer money then?
If they change their ad platform, I will. Show good-looking animals who could be adopted. Then I will I'll give them money.
Paul, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys. Dave.
Yeah.
Your dog's missing a foot on the back leg.
Right.
Dude, I think I saw your wife walking the dog, you bum. Why you got your pregnant wife walking the dog in the middle of the day? You can't walk the dog before you go to work?
I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. I walk the dog when I get home. She walks in the morning. What's the
Do
big
you
deal?
walk the dog?
No, he doesn't walk his dog. I seen his pregnant, and I thought the lady was familiar from the website with the pictures of your wedding. And I saw the dog hopping around with the foot missing on the back leg. I said, that's a weird-looking dog. It was a Pomeranian. And then I hear you today
She's a lot.
and I put two and two together. You're bum, you got to walk the dog. Your wife's pregnant. Why you got your wife walking the dog?
I do a lot, Paul. She's allowed to get exercise, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, but she doesn't need to be walking the dog and picking up.
She likes the dog. It's her dog, Paul.
Why can't you just walk the dog every once in a
I
while?
do walk the dog. I walk the dog sometimes when I get home.
Don't you have to hop the dog with that missing leg?
The dog puts the little leg up like a kickstand.
Here's Harry. Harry, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Just want to comment on that ASPCA commercial. What drives me crazy is why am I going to give money to these people when they kill 20 to 30 dogs per shelter per week? They're asking for money to protect the animals, but at the same time, the shelter down here, they kill like 20, 25 animals a week because of overcrowding.
Yeah, well, they're not doing it. They're not killing dogs that have a home. They're killing dogs that would be in trouble if they didn't get put down.
Well, that's not necessarily true either. I mean, because I tried to go to ASPCA and adopt a dog, and they said I was unfit to own this beautiful chocolate-looking lab that I desperately wanted.
Why were you unfit?
They just didn't like the look of me. They were not giving any reasons whatsoever.
I
Nothing.
find that hard to believe.
I swear to God.
Why did people act like these people hate animals because they have to put some dogs down? They're putting the dogs down so they won't suffer.
Right, but I mean,
In a humane fashion.
I wanted to adopt the dog,
Yeah, but look at you. You don't fucking take care of yourself. Your head shaved up top. You look crazy. Here's Tay, you're on Run Fez.
Dave,
Yeah.
you're unfit to own that dog. You're unfit to have a wife and a child, Dave. Do you know what the ASPCA is or the SPCA is?
What?
It's the Prevention for the Cruelty to Animals. These were animals that were victimized by humans. The intent is to guilt people into giving. That's the whole basis of the commercial.
Well, why don't we show the criminals who hit them, and then I'll throw in money.
So you want to see people hitting dogs?
No, I don't.
Oh, you
I don't want to see.
You're awful.
I don't want to see that.
No one's going to watch that.
Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
All those dogs with one eye and three legs, they ought to just kill them all because there's plenty of four-legged dogs out there that need to be adopted.
Well, why? Yeah, but so does a three-legged dog.
Yeah, but we got more four-legged dogs than three-legged dogs, so why put all the extra work into a dog you got to take to the vet all the time? And
I'm telling you right now, and you know I like to bust fucking Dave as much as anyone. It's one of the joys of my life to catch Dave doing something wrong. But this dog of his is so fucking adorable that later I was like talking to my chick about it. I was just like, Dave's dog is really something. And like later I'll go like this. I'm just telling you, it just smiles when it sees you. Can a dog smile? And finally my chick's like this. You got a fucking crush on Dave's dog? You want me to go out and get your dog?
No,
I don't know.
Get yourself a nice Pomeranian because they have the best demeanor. And you're actually right. The dog smiles. Because I know when the dog is not happy, it doesn't smile. This dog smiles a lot when it's happy. But when it's feeling sick or something, it doesn't have the same face. So it's just a great personality dog.
And just because it's missing a leg doesn't mean it's not still a dog. It is a dog. You get all the same pleasures out of it.
But here's the thing. Unlike Sarah McLachlan, I'm not going to pimp the fact that it only has 3 legs. I treat it normal. And Sarah McLachlan, she does a disservice to these animals and, their own confidence level by treating them like freaks.
Rick, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, that adoption thing, that's about right. I tried to adopt a greyhound from a track.
Yeah.
God, you got to submit an application. They check your credit, references.
A lot of people in Florida have those old greyhounds too, because they'll put them down. If you don't, a friend of mine had a dog named Three Dog, and it was pretty beat up by the time he got it. You know what I mean? Like that greyhounds, they go through a lot.
Oh man.
I mean, everyone likes the races, but them dogs don't come out of it for the better. They really don't. That dog was like an old blues man. Had like a bad back and
old Earl Campbell on 4 legs.
I know it was. Three Dog, you poor bastard. You've been through it all. Here's Mike the teacher. Hello, Michael.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
What happened? Did you see like a planetarium today? You want to call us about? What happened?
Hey, there's a great documentary of the history of PETA, and they tell the whole story. They talked about how they got on the map. And I don't know if you remember the chimpanzees, those pictures of the chimpanzees with their brains all wired up. They talked about how they talked about that issue for years with brochures and letters, and nothing happened. But when they finally got someone inside to get photos and videos, the day those photos and videos hit the streets, the issue exploded. PETA went from this little backwater, tiny little side group to this huge group, and the issue exploded and the change occurred. Ron, you're exactly right. You show, and Dave, it works. It works. You show the suffering, the wallets open up.
Yeah, that's just human nature. When people say they don't like things, everybody does these things in the same way in politics. Oh, I hate the negative ads. And yet they show that the negative ads work. That people say that they react to things and then later say that they don't like them, but they still will react to them.
When you see that picture of that ocean of chickens or that ocean of pigs, just 1 second of that, you look at meat and chickens in a whole different light compared to a book if you read it.
All right, my friend.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Matt, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys, I hate to give it to Dave, but I think he's on to something. I would pay a monthly subscription fee to see footage of animals abused. In fact, if you guys have any seed money, I'd like to start up a website.
You see what you're doing here, Dave?
What I'm saying,
Why
Matt.
would you?
I don't want to see
Look at that little animal's face. You want to see that abused?
I don't want to see the animal
that's
hit.
That's a little strummer.
No, what I'm saying is show the criminals who hit them and then say these are the guys who have hurt animals, give money so that these guys can never, do crime again.
Yes, I understand. It's the worst advertising campaign ever. You're making these guys into some kind of heroes. Mike Vick, who you love, he's playing ball inside right now.
Yeah.
And you think that that's fantastic. He's a dog killer. Adam, you're on Run Fez.
How's it going, buddies?
Yeah.
It is so hard these days to adopt an animal. I adopted 2 cats. I had 2 house visits each time. I had a credit check. I had a background check. I've been fingerprinted by the FBI to be a school teacher, and that was easier than adopting a freaking animal.
Earl, if you keep playing the same song for an hour, I'm going to go out of my fucking mind crazy.
And one thing that drives me really crazy is to listen to people complain about PETA and all that stuff, but they'll still eat the shit out of a hamburger. You ever see the way a cow's executed? It's a fucking nail gun right to the head.
What are you saying? That's a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I don't give a shit. I'll still eat a burger, but I'm just saying, I'm tired of hearing people complaining about, cruelty to animals. But then you look at the way, our food is manufactured and stuff like that.
Well, I hate to tell you, but that gun to the back of a fucking cow's head is a lot better than they used to do it. That cow don't even know it's coming.
Yeah.
And it's dead before it hits the ground.
I'm Jewish, and kosher food, you got to cut the neck and drain the blood. That's even worse.
Yeah, that's torture. I don't mind, though, because I don't like a lot of blood in my burger.
Oh, no? Well, your steak is good, though.
Why don't you do a commercial going like this? Would you please help my dog get a foot? Oh, here's a picture of somebody who wants to punch the dog.
I do a commercial, I will not guilt you, unlike Sarah McLachlan or a lot of these companies these days.
Don't say your name, or I'll put up the same fucking song for another hour.
SM.
Arms of a stranger. Those two in there, Fezzy. I'm trying not to fucking be mad, but...
I understand.
Are they coming unmasked tomorrow?
No, they're not coming.
So they're fucking banned from that?
Yeah, they're banned from unmasked.
How are they... How about Dave?
Dave can come if he wants. I decided Dave can go.
How are these two part of the show anymore, then? If they're not attending meetings and they're not coming unmasked, how they still work here?
They're just going to unmask for fun, so I'm not handing out fun.
So what are they doing tomorrow?
They're going to be in here. They're going to be working in the office.
What about Friday?
Same thing.
Saturday?
Saturday I'm still thinking about. Depends on how much gets done Thursday and Friday.
Good. Oh, I'm coming. I plan.
Why do you just want to get away from your wife? Why can't you stay home a little bit?
And then Friday I want to come in here.
Here's Gooch. Gooch from Run Fest.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
I've been listening to your show for a while. I love everything you guys say. One thing I don't understand, we're talking about outrage, about treatment of animals, cruelty to animals. You got 4,000 babies that are aborted every day here in the country. I don't know why people aren't outraged about that.
Because people don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
Wow, well that don't make sense to me.
And yet it does, because you're not doing anything about it, right?
Talking about me personally?
Yeah.
What am I doing about it? I'm praying.
That's it?
I'm praying. Well, I'm not a nut. I'm not going to go out and shoot abortion doctors. What am I supposed to do?
Why would that make you a nut? Would you shoot a fucking terrorist?
Well, of course.
Well, then why? So you're saying that an abortion doctor's doing nothing wrong? You're saying there's a 9/11 that happens every day, right?
There's 4,000 babies aborted
and
every
yet
day, yes.
Nobody fucking brings it up, right?
Well, they bring it up, but it's just accepted.
Exactly. Because it's not fucking really murder, and everybody knows it, even the people that are against it.
How is
or
it not
else
really murder?
You wouldn't be able to fucking talk about anything else during the day. If 9/11 happened every day, wouldn't you be fucking freaked out every day?
Of course.
Then why aren't you freaked out about this? And you just
why don't you think I'm freaked out? I'm definitely freaked out about it.
And all you're doing is praying? You're going to sit down and pray?
I'm outraged.
Let me tell you this. Let's suppose somebody was coming after you with a knife, right?
Yeah.
Would you just pray?
Well, no, but what do you...
Thank you.
Are you advocating killing abortion doctors? Is that what you're
I'm saying that you don't fucking walk your talk. You know it's bullshit, and yet you go on with it every day.
Well,
you know it's
fucking...
fucking...
I don't think you're being fair, Ron.
I'm being exactly fair. I'm telling you now, if we found out they were fucking killing fifth graders, 4,000 fucking of them a day, right?
Okay.
And you called me and brought up another topic, I would just scream at you, they're killing fifth graders. I can't talk about anything else. Fifth graders being murdered. And we would all know that that was murder. The fact is, we all know that fucking abortion is not murder, so we just bring it up like it's conversation.
How can you say it's not murder? I absolutely think it's
fucking
murder.
telling you because you're not even fucking passionate about this. You don't even care. The only
Ron,
fucking people...
for less than a minute, and you're telling me I'm not passionate? You want me to scream and yell and send letters?
The only people who honestly believe it are murders are the ones who go out and fucking shoot abortion doctors, and like you said, they're fucking nuts, and they're seen by the rest of us as nuts. So, and
don't make it wrong.
If it wait a minute, you just said that you would kill a fucking terrorist, right?
Of course.
Would that be would that be a fucking wrong thing to kill a terrorist?
It's society's perception. It's okay to kill a terrorist, but it's not okay to kill an abortion
So
doctor.
it's really only about perception. It's not about the fact of whether it's fucking murder or not. You're willing to fall into line if you fucking believe that's what the rest of society did. So if society's perception, you woke up tomorrow and people were just killing fifth graders, right? Okay. You would not join the fucking people that were against that?
Of course I would.
But you're not doing it for this.
How can you say I'm not doing it?
By sitting and praying? That's fucking
Ron,
nothing.
One example. I contribute to pro-life organizations. I'm not a protester. I'm not somebody that goes out and waves signs. But the only way you're ever going to get rid of abortion is to change people's minds.
And you're not doing it.
Okay, well, how do I change people's... If I knew that, I should run for office. I should be president.
But
I'm a fucking hump from Cleveland.
Dude, if you found out that they were fucking killing in fifth graders in Cleveland, the most you would do is give $100?
If they, you know what, I've actually had this conversation before with my father, who thinks it's okay to kill abortion doctors by saying, what if somebody had a gun to your nephew's head? You'd shoot him, wouldn't you?
You're fucking... But your father doesn't do anything about it, right?
What do you mean? Doesn't know anything about what? Abortion?
He doesn't do anything more than that.
He prays and contributes his money. What else can we do? It's legal.
So, you know what?
It's legal murder.
Yes, but let's go back to the Germans, right? That was legal murder by the state, right? And yet we don't let we don't let the good Germans off the hook, do we? We say you're still responsible. You still fucked up.
Okay, so we're all responsible for this, is what you're saying.
I'm saying we're all fucking part of it. You're no fucking different than anybody else in this fucking country.
I don't agree with you, and I don't see your point, Ron. I'm sorry.
Why don't you sit down and pray about it later, and fucking week from now, there'll be, according to you, a week from now, there'll be, in your view, 28,000 fucking murders that you did nothing about.
It's not my view. It's a fact.
But, okay, in your fact, while you're watching fucking American Idol tonight, by the next American Idol, all these murders will happen if you've done nothing but watch fucking TV, pray, and gave $100. Okay, that's the difference between me and you.
What should I be doing?
I'm not fucking telling you. You go on and live your fucking wacky life. Fall into line behind Bush, who
I cannot stand Bush. I didn't even vote for him.
Why? I thought he was on your side.
I just don't agree with abortion. I don't agree with it for use as...
Then you don't have to have one, though.
Hold on. I just don't like it as a form of birth control.
But what you fucking do is up to you, and what the other fucking women who actually fucking make decisions will be up to them.
God, that is such a bunch of bullshit. The
bullshit is you sitting at your fucking house, you do nothing, you feel fucking superior to it.
I feel superior to shit.
I literally fucking, I see some of the wackadoos and I go, well, at least they have a fucking belief system. They're not like these people who sit around and fucking are just rubed out over the whole deal and find out. And Bush will go to their fucking neighborhood. Well, I'm against abortion. What has he ever done against abortion? He puts in a judge who maybe one day, 20 years from now, will say something. This is not going away. And I threw it back out to you guys when you do the I'm against gun stuff. You're not really against guns. You just fucking think you're supposed to say that. But you guys have never done anything in your life against guns. And you won't. There's like fucking 4 or 5 fucking things people talk about in this country that won't change, but it becomes that thing of what side of this one are you? You know, with this one fucking issue, what side of it are you? Oh, I pray. Oh, jeez, these people. It's fucking literally. I wish that we would change this name from America to Carney Town and just get it over with. And we just we call this country the Midway. And that's it. When every time you vote, they give you some cotton candy and a balloon, and you keep talking about the same things over and over. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're the only one who gets me, Jesus. You're the only one who understands what I'm going through. Because you had to deal with the same shit when you were here. You had to deal with the same exact stuff. Joseph, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hi, Ron. The guy started out his phone call, the guy before me, and said, there's no outrage about abortion. This sounds like outrage to me. But I never thought anything. I didn't think I'd ever meet anyone who would make someone who goes out and kills abortion doctors seem dignified and courageous by comparison. I mean, what's worse, the guy who goes out and kills an abortion doctor, or the chicken shit who sits around and prays that God does it for him?
Yeah, I just don't, again, when you're saying those people are nuts, if you were fucking involved in anything, yeah, I agree. They are nuts. You're fucking agreeing on the side of the nuts. Mm-hmm. That's the point of it all. Earl's one of them, but he doesn't have the fucking courage to speak up about anything. He's just hoping time will go by and then he won't have to, be on Fez's shit list. He's actually thinking... is if I just sit here long enough, Fez will forget.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you, Dave, I want to know is this. You will be up and willing to get involved in it. And you know why?
Well,
you got this business in your blood. I know it. Nopey knows it. This business is in your blood.
Oh.
Is it in Earl's blood?
Don't think so, Ron.
Is it in Pitsy's?
I'm starting to think twice about my friend Pitsy.
Really?
He's letting me down personally. I let him know about that last night. Personally.
Let me ask you this. You think it's in Hicks's blood?
Yes.
I do too.
Without question.
I fucking think Hicks is from the same tribe as us.
I think it's in Pepper. I think it's in Mooch. I think it's in Lily.
It's definitely in Mooch.
You goes without saying. Lily definitely is, and I didn't think it was at first with her.
Yeah.
And now I definitely think it is.
I think it's more in P.T. Landis's blood than Earl's.
P.T. Landis has shown me a lot.
Yeah, he is.
He really is.
He's a go-getter. He gets burgers really quick.
Well, that's go-getting. Of course,
right.
You're always going to be happy with the guy who comes back with
forgot
the food.
cheese on mine.
Here's Bob. Bob, you're on the fuzz.
Yeah, with your conversation before, I'm okay with the idea of killing the fifth graders. Let's just agree on one thing, though. Don't let Jeff Foxworthy host it.
He could actually make killing fifth graders boring. Are you gonna kill a fifth grader? Now I gotta fucking get emails from, are you saying go out and kill abortion doctors? I'm just saying I don't believe half the shit people say that they say they believe in. I think it's trained into them. You can see him and his dad are hitting their knees together every fucking night. Please, Jesus.
I also
people drive me nuts.
am suspicious when people have, like, they feel like they have to be on this certain side of an issue all the time. Like, I'll be the first one to admit, I've probably flip-flopped 8 times about the death penalty. I sometimes I'm like, this guy's a piece of shit. He killed this little girl. I hope he fucking gets... I hope an axe falls on his neck.
Right.
And then sometimes I'm like, but what if he didn't do it? And is that even the right thing to do? I mean, being a capital punishment country?
You know, see, that's the point of laws, so that it's not just your emotion fucking governing what you think, because I'm the same fucking way, you know, when it comes to the death penalty. I get fucking furious about it, and yet I don't, you know, when I see a fucking murderer who's done these fucking things that you can't even imagine. And yet I'm not sure that it's fucking good for the country to be in charge of killing people.
No.
And then at the same time, on the other hand, I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care about this guy. I'm not, like the last caller, I'm not going to show up down there with a fucking board, you know? And then I'm not going to be one of the other people. You got to put all of them on a big electric bed. Burn the shit out all of them. I'll go either way on it.
Yeah. It's a tough.
What are the fucking things that it always comes down to guns?
Guns, yeah.
And it always comes down to abortion.
Homosexuality.
Yeah. The gay marriage is a fucking constant thing, which the funny thing is when you run into gay people, it's like they could take it or leave it. You don't see gay people really, you know, freaked out about it.
Right. No, I know my gay brother.
I wish they'd get rid of heterosexual marriage. If it was up to me, ban that fucking thing.
Yeah.
And drugs.
Well, pot, I guess, not regular drugs. The war on drugs stuff, but
yeah, exactly.
And there's no one that's really pro pot or really anti pot, so I don't think that one is as knee jerk as the other one. You know, you get certain freedom of speech things that come up.
Yeah,
What about evolution? Like in schools?
Prayer in school.
Prayer in school. Oh,
Prayer in
that's better,
school.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Right.
With the drugs, I saw something that Barney Frank, he wants to legalize pot, and he wants the name of the bill to be something like, you know, we have a lot better things to do, Bill, than put pot people in jail. Which I thought was interesting.
But you take the abortion thing. It's been talked about my whole life. I'm so fucking bored with it. And I know people just don't give a shit. That was my point to that guy. Even though he brings it up, well, you're talking about animals, but you don't fucking care any more than I care about the fucking animal commercial. I'm passing time talking about it. I'm not living and dying on that fucking issue. Right. But, you know, to me, if somebody is really a vegan, I feel like they've made their fucking stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a person who's picked what
I can understand
do.
it. I'm not going to go in their direction. I like a little bit of pork every now and then. But at least they're fucking making a stand of some kind.
Yeah.
But they're not going to change the country. This country's going to keep on eating meat. They can talk about it every day. The same thing with those PETA people. They get slight things moved along, but there's never going to be any big major changes.
We just have different people that are always going to do different things.
I just get bored hearing the same topic every day for the rest of your life. If you're really so against abortion, fucking do something about it. But no one believes this fucking myth, even the people that are against it. That's my point. If you fucking really thought 4,000 kids were getting killed, you couldn't watch a ball game. Just like you couldn't watch a ball game on 9/11. You weren't able to do anything on 9/11 but fucking deal with the 9/11 stuff.
Well,
yet you can have an abortion and then still, oh yeah, and your dad and I are going out to the fucking movies this Friday.
Yeah.
You know, you would not be doing things like that. It's bullshit.
Well, that guy wanted other people to be outraged.
No, he wants
he's
the
asking,
same
where's the
church.
outrage?
It's the same church talk. It gets you the easy applause, you know. It's the same shit.
And it's people thinking that they're on teams rather than thinking about, like, the actual specific issue. Like, you know, if you're a Bulls fan in the late 90s, you might not, you know, you're going to like Dennis Rodman.
Right.
Right. It's the same thing. Even though a lot of people hate him, you probably hated Dennis Rodman when he was on the Pistons. But now that he's on your side, well, these conservatives, pro-life is just a player on their team. And they feel like they have to support him.
Here's Cindy, you're on Fez.
Hi, Ron Fez.
Hey.
Where's the outrage against Bush and the war and all the 4,000 plus young people that our government has murdered by sending them to the meat grinder of Iraq?
People are lethargic about the war.
Let's start drafting a few of these kids. Maybe they'll think twice, you know, about sending their comrades over there.
Well, that is the thing that had people protesting in the 60s, the draft.
I tell you what, I've got a young kid, draft age. If she even thought about going to the military right now at this time, and nothing against the military, but at this time, I'd break her knees before I'd let her go into that meat grinder.
Well, you know, let's do this though. If you do you think that for what Bush wanted to do, he should have had a draft? He should have said, I need a lot more people, a lot more boots on the ground, as they say.
Yeah.
Oh,
and we
sure.
should have had a draft and had the people show up over there. And yet he couldn't do that because he didn't want to get the anti-war thing coming out. So it's almost like, in a way, just the threat of the fact that the people would rebel kept the draft from happening.
It would have stopped the whole thing in its tracks.
Yeah.
If people...
And now, because, like you said, if it doesn't touch me, like I'm saying to that last guy, I'm not saying that his fucking views are, you know, necessarily he's not worthy of them. I'm just saying he doesn't live them. And most of us don't.
Mm-hmm.
Myself included. You know, I went to the anti-war stuff before the war, but once the war started, you know, and I will say this, the fucking media shut that down. There were so many giant fucking anti-war protests before the war. New York, Washington, L.A., London, Rome. There's millions of people showing up at some of these places around the world. The world really didn't want there to be that attack. There was, and now, how many years are we into this now?
We're starting our 5th year. Just started.
Here's Matthew. Matthew, you're on Fez.
Yeah, basically my problem with all these abortion crybaby Christians is they're always out in front of these abortion clinics with pictures of burnt babies and screaming at people. And I would just think a compassionate Christian would be like, look, you can adopt your baby. We know you're single. We can help you carry this baby to term. We can help you get it adopted.
Well, I think some of those people do that, too.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, some of those people do that.
Yeah, and the one topic I think everybody ought to be on is getting rid of both political parties and making everybody an independent. It's so stupid. We Americans allow crooked.
Who's gonna run then?
To help each other.
Who is going to run?
Well, I guess instead of having career politicians, it'd have to be a successful businessman who, you know, just put his 4 years in and wasn't looking to make a career. And that way, instead of having his own interest and his party's interest first, it would be the country's interest.
Well, here's the problem with that. You would only have wealthy people. And I mean, we're down to almost that right now. But people hate career politicians. But would you rather have a Bloomberg-type billionaire who's like, I'll buy the fact that I can be mayor of New York, and maybe I can buy the fact that I can be president of the United States. I don't need anybody to back me. I don't need anybody to, line up with me. I'll buy my own commercials. And that puts you in a dangerous situation as well.
Yeah, but then the other side is then you're beholding to people and corporations that gave you the giant donations. It's like there's not.
They don't have to be giant donations, though. I mean, some people will run on small donations by regular people. I mean, obviously you're going to be beholding to someone who's ever getting the people who got you elected. Whether that happens to be the corporations who are behind you, special interest groups. Mm-hmm. But you'll find out who they are. But if you're just I don't know if you just want to be run by rich people. Why not just have a king then?
They tried it already with Ross Perot.
Yeah, but Ross was really wacky. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Manifest.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I was just wanting to talk to you a little bit about, the just abortion and the political system and, just basically life in America in general. Isn't it getting to the point where it's just all beyond you and you're just tired of dealing with all the bullshit and choosing sides on everything in this world?
No, I don't think. I think it's, a responsible person to say, here's the things I believe in, and here are the things that I don't believe in.
Yeah, but at a point, isn't it just like everything is, you can't stick your nose into everything. You just kind of got to be.
No, that's why you vote for officials who will actually do that work for you.
Right, but
and that is basically why we have some parties with belief systems to them, is so you can say, well, I don't know him, but he's picked some of the same things I have. Here's Jason. You're on Manifest.
Hey, how you doing? I just had to bring up a comment about the war in Iraq. I served in Iraq, and it wasn't a nice place, but I did my duty, and I did it for 12 years before I was medically discharged. And I just think that we are in the wrong part fighting. I'm glad we got Saddam out of there, but it wasn't Saddam who blew up the buildings. It was Osama. And I think we should have spent most of our forces in Afghanistan instead of Iraq.
Well, Jason, that came up before the war. And people forget about this, but if you talked about that before the war, people told you that you were helping the terrorists, blah, blah, blah. People forget the hysteria that was taking place between 9/11 right up to when we went into to Iraq. And I know that on a personal level, there's some people, that were so fucking crazy that I don't know if I will even view them the same way ever again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like something changed with my relationship with some of the people who weren't even ready to debate the situation and talk it out. And the country acted like if we stopped to debate this, we're all going to die and our children are going to burn up. And there was a lot of fucking fear that went down.
Yeah.
So, but you in the military, you of course never get the opportunity to debate it. You just got to go good, bad, or worse.
Exactly. And then I just go home at night and, bitch to myself because there ain't no one else I can bitch to because, that's Article 15 right there.
Right. Is it kind of depressing that there was some fanfare for you guys when you headed over with the flags off and all that kind of stuff, and now that you came back, there are, just like with the Vietnam guys, no real, the troops are home, hey, let me buy you a drink, young fella,
Well, when Born the 4th of July came out, I wasn't in the military yet when they came out, but I didn't mean nothing to me. It was like, oh, it's a good Oliver Stone movie. But after I came back, I kind of seen what he goes through, and, I've been fighting with VA almost monthly now, on a monthly basis, trying to get entitlements that's, due to me since 2002.
I watched this documentary last night. Let me see the name of it here. I think it's Body of War. It's opening today on the in IFC Center, and we may have some of the folks stop by from that today. But it's about this guy who comes back from Iraq. He's in a chair, and what you go through when you're paralyzed, like all the different things, it's literally heartbreaking. But the sad thing is, he's talking with an old vet from Vietnam and did not have the same benefits as the vet from Vietnam. The vet from Vietnam is going, I was in the hospital for a year working on this. I had the, rehabilitation for another, the outpatient thing for another year after that. And this kid, basically he's just getting pills, but it looks like he's not getting the same amount of rehabilitation thing. And Jason, the weirdest thing is, we always fuck over the vets every single time.
I've noticed that. The only thing good that came out of it is I got a job at the post office. So far, that's the only thing good that came out of it.
All right, my friend.
All right. Later.
Peace. Here is Dave. Dave, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it seems like we're become such a nation of, we say we're outraged at pro-life, or we put a bumper sticker or a yellow ribbon on our car that makes us patriotic, and yet we still don't do anything about it. We just say we're X, Y, or Z.
Right.
And it's freaking irritating because we're a nation of bumper stickers and slogans, and we still drive, our SUVs that get 12 miles to the gallon and bitch about $4 gas, but we still pay it, and nothing changes.
Yeah, and at night, everybody sits down and watches TV, and that's the end of it. It doesn't really matter as long as you got your little American Idol on or whatever stupid dancing show happens to be on this week. That's really what it comes down to. You have a couple beers on the weekend.
Well, we don't even call French fries freedom fries anymore.
That's right.
Because that was a bullshit thing. It wasn't real. It just, there is so much fakeness that every little part of it anymore, you don't know, you don't know the carnies from the rubes. Other than the fact that we're the rubes.
More people will vote for American Idol than will probably vote in most of the primaries we're having.
Well, it is more entertaining.
That's true.
All right, my friend.
Yeah.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Let me go over here to Steve. Steve, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
I was saying people, instead of being like anti-abortion and stuff, just don't have an abortion. Yeah, like you were saying about the vegans, like they're making a stand. They don't eat meat.
Right.
If you're anti-death penalty, then don't go out and murder and stuff, man. Like.
Well thought out, Steve. It's great sitting here. Seriously, it's actually amazing to have this opportunity to trade opinions with you. This is fantastic. Well, let's break. Ron and Fez show.